What if I told you that the viral chaos of Prototype may not be over? That Alex Mercer, or something even more dangerous, could be returning? Buckle up, because today we're diving into the swirling rumors surrounding Prototype 3. But why now of all times has Prototype surged as a point of interest, specifically Prototype 3? Well, according to a user on Reddit by the name of Bigsby, they were given details about a new game in the series as a part of a recent study group session. Now, remembering back from the ending of Prototype 2, we know that Hela kills Alex Mercer in a brutal manner, eating him just like he eats all the other characters he defeats. But one of the fan-made theories of Alex Mercer coming back is that he intentionally allowed himself to be beaten by Hela, which honestly makes a lot of sense because how would Alex Mercer lose to Hela when he literally one-shotted 10 evolved at once? That's a question. And I feel like that's the premise. Alex Mercer, I believe, is going to split off from Hela and then start doing his whole business again about trying to evolve the world and Hela trying to stop him. But the main interest right now of Prototype is Activision could be renewing Prototype trademarks. And if we look in today's market, it really doesn't have any competition. I mean, when you look at superhero games today, right? What have we had? We had the really poorly designed and bad games of Batman Gotham Knights, or it was just called Gotham Knights, right? And then we had Marvel's Avengers, which just happened to be like a grind fest and just really bad. And then also people didn't really feel that much kinship with Justice League Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. So I feel like the only real competition is Insomniac, but beyond that, we're not really seeing a game from them in quite some time. The only game we're seeing from is Wolverine. So I feel like Prototype 3 really has an open field to be an explosion of nostalgia and just a callback, as well as having absolutely no direct competition. But let's rewind back to 2009 when Radical Entertainment actually dropped Prototype. It mostly was a open world game, right? Superhero game. Extremely similar game mechanics to Hulk Ultimate Destruction. And it was actually based originally it was going to be like a spin-off or like a sequel to Spider-Man Web of Shadows where you actually control Venom. And it makes a lot of sense too because when we look at the character, a lot of tendrils, a lot of whips, claws, stuff you expect from Venom, and also the mechanic of actually devouring a character and healing or something, which you'll see in Ultimate Spider-Man, if you remember that game, where you got to play as Venom. But in 2012, we got Prototype 2. This time, players got to take control of Sergeant Hela, a man bent on revenge against Mercer himself. The gaming world just loves a comeback story, with interest in remakes and reboots at all-time high. For example, Dead Space, Resident Evil, Silent Hill. It's very possible that Activision could revive the Prototype franchise. And especially with showcasing Unreal Engine 5 and all these graphical improvements, this could be the most immersive, most open world experience ever, really. There's even news of not just one game coming back with the Prototype series, but actually a whole bunch of Prototype games coming out, one after the other, hit after hit. So what could we expect in a new modern Prototype 3 game in big 2025. I've mentioned it before, but the obvious one that anyone would say is the graphical upgrade. Unreal Engine 5, next gen visuals, hyper detailed destruction, beautiful environments, etc. And on the topic of environments, the raw size of the actual open world would be massive, like much larger, denser cities, not just Manhattan, but perhaps Brooklyn or Queens, or even like an infected underground zone. And in the new Spider-Man game, I believe there's dynamic civilian reactions to what you're doing and stuff. So perhaps we'll see some of that. And you know what's one thing that's popular today? Moral paths. Like kind of like The Witcher, like free moral paths. Are you going to side with the humans or side with the evolved? Or maybe you'll be a, straight to the roots anti-hero. But the most fun concept of all is multiplayer. Could have a 2 or 4 player co-op campaign, but let's be real. When we see these kind of modes, it's a bit of a risky business. They might just mess it up. But one thing that'd be badass though is like a fully realized PvP world. Mutants versus Black Watch versus Evolved, that kind of thing. Who do you guys actually want Alex Mercer to be though in the new game? Do you want him to be good? Do you want him to be bad? Because it's kind of weird. In the first one, he's just trying to learn about himself, and then the last one, he fully commits to, Wesker from Resident Evil mentality of culling the population and creating creating a world of superhumans. I think we could definitely see Alex Mercer return as a playable character at least. And I wonder from that mindset how nerfed is he gonna be? Because he's supposed to be this guy who's constantly evolved across 2 games, right? So perhaps shedding himself from Mercer is gonna put him at level 1 or something. I mean, sorry, shedding himself from Hela is gonna put him at level 1, and maybe Hela will be the bad guy. I mean, he's definitely has no qualms about destroying a bunch of people. So that would be like a fascinating flip on his head. So will Prototype 3 ever see the light of day, or is it nothing more than just fan-fueled fiction? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm covering a lot of games. I'm very interested in the gaming world. And this is something I've always had on my PlayStation Plus, and it's just like, wow, this is incredible. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.